Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Timsy Naked Tarot and the ninth night of Yuletide. I'm running a little bit behind schedule. Okay, you're getting this live straight off of recording. Well, not live, obviously, because I'm recording it and then posting it. I'm not doing a live, but you're getting it straight off recording. Okay, I'm running a bit behind. Lost track of time with my boy. We went out bowling. I just got back from dropping him off home and things. So let's crack on with it. The ninth night of Yule, we'll be paying homage to Odin and fathers. It's a father's night, if you will. The very beginning of Yuletide was Mother's Night, and tonight is Father's Night. So on this night, we'd be thinking about our fathers and focusing on our fathers, or people we saw as father figures. After all, Odin is called the All-Father. Okay, I think it's going to butcher it, pronounced All-Father. But yeah, I'll probably butchered it again, but hey ho. So we'll be thinking about like our father, people we see as a father figure, people who guide us in life. That might not necessarily be our actual physical father. Anyone can actually sire a child. Okay, it doesn't take much. It just takes a few minutes of passion and a blink of an eye, and 9 months later, bang, you're a dad. It takes a lot more to actually be a father to someone. Okay, so we give full and we give praise to those who do actually step up to the plate and be fathers to children, not necessarily their own. They could be fathers to anyone. It could be like scout leaders or things like that. Anyone who basically is looked up to from a male perspective. In a lot of Wiccan based sort of things, festivals, tarot readings, all that sort of stuff, the the whole magical side of things, it was often looked at for the feminine side of everything. It was the women who used to be the tarot readers. The women's used to be the medics and healers and the like, and the masculine sort of got overlooked a lot. So that's another reason we remember fathers. Okay, on this night, we'll also be thinking about honor. Okay, on this night, when you start to think about old stories, ancient stories, which have been handed down through the generations to us, uh, there's just normally two archetypal type people you actually remember when you start to think about the stories. That is the hero and the villain. Okay, now the hero is someone who 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time maybe, is honourable. They say they're going to do something and they do. Where the villain, on the other hand, well, they quite often say they're going to do something and they do, but they're quite willing to backstab alliances they've made with other people and the like, and break their word on things at a blink of an eye because it doesn't suit their grand plan. Okay, and obviously the ninth night would be the representation of September, uh, what our ancient forefathers would call the month of shedding. I would imagine that's something to do with separating the wheat from the chaff, perhaps, but it's one of those ones I weren't around at the time. I don't know the origins of why it was called shedding. It just was the month of September. So we take this time to look back on this ninth night of Yule to last September. Not too far back, but still far enough. Remembering the things we've learned and the things we had to overcome. And we will also spend a little time reflecting on what might be happening this September. Crops that have to be brought in, things we have to do with biannual plants. I'm trying to get that planting back in. Biannual plants where you have to let them go for 1 or 2 seasons. Obviously, like your apple trees and your more established plants, which go from year to year to year. There are various different things we would have to do to them. I think there's something called ringing, where, like on an apple tree, if you've had a particularly good year with the crop, normally speaking, the following year will be a little bit poor, and you cut a tiny sort of maybe like bigger ring out of the bark all the way around, which then causes the tree to concentrate on healing that instead of trying to outdo itself on the following year's crop. Something like that. I'm no botanist or expert in gardening and the like, but I do remember seeing something in a gardening book about it might be to encourage a better crop the following year. Not 100% sure. But anyway, we'll be thinking about September and the things we have to do, the things that have to be done by the end of September before the roll of October comes in. Okay, so without further ado, we will do a little read and see what is happening in September itself. Okay. Well, as if by magic, the video has just suddenly flipped over, table instead of Simon, and runes now being pulled out on it. So there we have the first rune of the month of September. This will be generally what is in store for you this month. Just this one will be for love, that one will be for wealth, that one will be for kind of like what's going on in the rest of the world. So this is Dagos. It is another breakthrough rune. It's a transformation rune. It's hope and it's daylight. It's balance. I'm sure we've had this one before. Obviously, I have washed the last few reads out. It is pointing to major transformation throughout the month of September for you all when it comes to what is generally going on in your life. Okay, so let's have a little look-see with the tarot cards of what is generally going on for you in September. I have already pre-shuffled the deck with the intentions of what we are doing, so we should be knowing. The 4 coming out first, which is, as I said, it's basically a transformation. Something new is beginning. Okay, and there's another new start card. Something new is beginning with the Fool. You're on a new journey. It kind of suggests that you have got to an end of an old part of your journey and it is time for you to move on to something new. It's time to... It's a bit like harvest, yeah? The time of sowing is over. The time of tending to the crop is over. It's now coming on to the time of harvest. There is some overthinking for a lot of you. Some of you are not looking at the bigger picture. You are looking at the here and now instead of where we should be going in the future. After all I said in my little speedy bit at the beginning of this, where I was talking about what we should be additionally thinking about on this day of Yuletide, and all the days of Yuletide, we should be thinking about the past month and the future month. Well, this is kind of like being stuck kind of like on the past month or on the now, not necessarily where the future is going. So you are kind of very stuck in the energies of September. The Ace of Swords is indicating that there will be a new start of some description. Let's just take that bottom card out there, ready to go for the crossing card. And it is going to be dealing with the truth. Okay, so your new start will be very truth-based. It'll be founded in the truth. You might find truths out. With the High Priestess there as well, you may find some truths out. But they are the truths will come from the past, and it's the overthinking, what you are dwelling on. Once you've got those truths, it opens up the new beginning. It opens up the doorway to start again. Like her chest there is open, it's revealing the secrets that the High Priestess keeps. Crossing it all is the Four of Wands. It is an energy of commitment and celebrations. Okay, so there will be celebrations throughout the month of September for you all, and there will be commitment. Now, this may not be marriage commitment for all of you. Some of it might be commitment to a new job, a new house, a new lifestyle, a new pet. You are just committing your time, and with the spirit of September, you will be honouring that commitment you have previously made in your life as well. Okay then, so let's pop that back there, and let's see what the next the next rune is. Okay then, here's another pronunciation I'm probably going to butcher. It is Manaz, or Manaz, okay, which roughly translates to mankind, humanity, man. Okay, so there we go. So this rune will be indicating for love, because this is the love part of it, that you may need assistance, you may need support, okay? More so if it came out in reverse, but it has come out in the upright. But there is also intellect and intelligence and family, humanity on a whole. So within love, perhaps you are going to start loving more on a humane scale. Perhaps you're going to start not eating meat because it is inhumane on the way we treat the animals. Sorry, I might just offend any vegans or vegetarians out there. I would like to point out that by eating just vegetables to save the animals, you're not. Because if we all turned vegan today, they would just all get slaughtered anyway, okay? You're not going to save them. They're still going to die. They were bred for one specific purpose. That one specific purpose was to feed us. Now, for some animals, depending on how long they have to go to reach maturity before they end up on our plate, means you're depriving them of a year, 2, or maybe 3 years of life by going vegan just because of the treatment of those animals. But don't get me wrong, I don't also agree with the treatment of the animals. It's a necessary evil we have to feed the humongous amount of humanity there is. I'm going to drop this now because we are actually dealing with love and not animal rights. Right, okay, so let's get some tarot reads out. Sorry, I'm just like to point these things out. It's people tend to overlook. People don't look at the big picture. Yeah, they stop eating meat because they're going to try to save all the animals. Yeah, from ending up on someone's plate. They all just get killed. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what stage of life they're at. If someone can't sell them as meat for a butcher because no one eats meat anymore, well, they're just going to kill them. There's no point keeping them. It's just going to cost them money. Okay? It's that necessary evil we have in life. Money. It's the root of all evil as well. Okay. So, we have got the 6 of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. We got the Empress out and the 9 of Pentacles. So in September, your love life will be victorious, but there will be changes. You will be feeling the energy shifting. Those victories may be a little bit short-lived. You will be in control, and being in the Empress energy, you just won't really mind too much what happens. You'll be comfortable in any situation which comes your way. For some of you, you may be free and single with that 9 of Pentacles coming out at the end of the read. So you might actually be, by the end of the month, free and single. Let's have a look what's on the bottom of the deck. We got Strength. And some of you may be requiring the strength to deal with that free and singleness that you have suddenly found yourself into. But with the Empress energy out, don't worry too much, because at the end of the day, you are strong enough with that energy. It's a positive energy. It's a fertile energy. It's an energy of not getting what you want, but being comfortable dealing with what you have. So here we are with EWAS out for the wealth section of September. This has come out 3 or 4 times, I think, throughout the reads of these Yuletides I'm doing. It is the representation of the yew tree. It's like the death card from the tarot. Something is dying, a way of thinking, a way of acting, perhaps a sector within your stock market, perhaps the whole stock market itself. Maybe in September we will be seeing big, huge, too big to fail firms actually failing and literally just going belly up and having the stocks removed from the stock market because they just no longer exist anymore. But obviously, when you go through a forest and you chop down trees, you create openings for the sunlight to flood through, and new life can take hold from those places. From the old trees being taken down, you can have new glades of flowers as the new young trees start to grow up, and then a new huge ecosystem appears. Okay, and that is what I'm feeling with this EWAS, which is coming out. We have work, which is appropriate because considering this is the, I haven't been drinking, honest, considering this is the finance section. So your finances will be working for you, okay? Not so much against you. Some of you will be feeling pain. For example, if we do have some of those too big to fail companies failing, someone's going to feel the pinch somewhere. Someone's going to have a lot of money tied up in those companies. With the Knight of Swords out and about, you will need to take sudden action on your finances. You may hear a rumor or someone come up to you with a truth which is unbelievable, and you may have to act on it quickly if you want to save your finances or increase your finances. It is an inevitability. Okay, what goes up must always come down. It is that simple. Even mountains eventually level back out to nothingness with time, water erosion, rain, snow, glaciers forming on top of them and slowly over the millennia grinding them down to sand. Okay, crossing it, well, it's actually 2 cards. It's death card. I said it was a death card. We've got the death card coming out, and we've got the 10 of cups. The reason it's 2 cards is because I was pulling the death card out. The 10 of cups was sticking to it, so it wanted to come out as well. There is an emotional fulfillment within your finances in September. But as I said with this yew tree, things are coming to an end. Possibly the way you were making your money work for you, playing with that spare money on the stock market, gambling perhaps, doing a second job. This is coming to an end, and there will be something else coming into play within the month of September to replace what is being lost. Okay, so let's just pick those 2 cards up. Let's put them back under there. Let's see what this last rune is. It is Rado. It's Rado in reverse again, and I think we had Rado in reverse in this place on the, no, it was the horse, wasn't it? But it's a very similar thing. Rado is journeying, okay, going on a journey. So for basically the world in general in this month, there will be the want and the need. There will be itchy feet because Rado is in reverse. Okay, there will be the want to go to places, the want to see new sights, the want to find new adventure, but there is blocking. Yeah, things are going to be blocking it. And well, if I sat here and done this read 2 or 3 years ago and said, oh, there's going to be things blocking your travel, there's going to be things blocking you from moving from one part of the country to another, a lot of you would have laughed in my face. Okay, but after the whole COVID outbreak, well, I'm kind of surprised you don't have like inter-county border checkpoints in places, and it probably won't be too long before there are. I heard this story about a 15-minute city. Basically, everything you need within a city is always within 15 minutes of you. How do they keep you within this boundary? Well, they put up checkpoints, fences, bollards, which you have to have someone clear you for before you can go past it. And basically, they pen you in. They pen you into a part of a town or city, but everything you need is there. You don't need a car because everything's within 15 minutes of you walking. Okay? And, well, possibly this could be the sort of restrictions we are having. I'm kind of more thinking maybe adverse weather. And when the last time this came out in this particular bit, I think I talked about like a volcanic eruption in Iceland a few, maybe 5 or 6 years back, which created a dust cloud, what grounded pretty much all the European air travel. There you go. It's a restriction in travel. For those of you who aren't restricted in travel and you can travel, beware, because there will be lots of things unexpected happening on that journey. We have got the 7 of Wands coming out. People will be defensive about this. People will be demanding their right to be able to travel to where they want without having to jump through hoops and, I don't know, submit to body searches and the like. And there will be strength needed to deal with this. But with the strength is the fear of the burdens, what come along with all these adding extra minutes, hours and days to people's travel plans because of these new restrictions which will be being imposed by the governments of the world. But this will all lead to a new start. We will put these burdens down, or we will actually probably revolt against the burdens on our shoulders, and we will look for new starts elsewhere. Perhaps we won't go on holiday in Europe in September. We will visit nice picturesque places within our own countries of origin and make do with what we have on our doorstep instead of looking for adventure in different climes. With the sun coming out there, we will ultimately feel fulfilled by the month of September on a general whole. We will feel secure, we will feel safe. Okay, so some of these restrictions and boundaries which are going to be put into place are being told will be for our own safety and might boil down to actually being for our own safety. So okay, that is the 9th night of Yuletide for you. For some of you, you've actually already slipped into the 10th day of Yuletide, far, far off to the east. For those of you who are far, far off to the west of me, obviously, because I'm based in England, which is Greenwich Mean Time, you will actually just be slipping into the night. This would be perfect timing for you for a change. Okay? And so thank you very much, and I will catch you all tomorrow.